The result of sex with a yeast infection is more yeast infections. This happens because sexual intercourse and oral sex can pass the infection from one partner to the other, and then back again. Of course, many folks would say that they would never have sex with a yeast infection. But men can have an infection without any obvious symptoms showing for some time. They then transfer it without knowing. Here you'll learn why this happens, and the causes and treatment for yeast infections.
First, I highly recommend you to stop spending so much money on yeast infection treatment products that do not work. Use that money and invest in your knowledge about yeast infection instead. If you don't know where to start, I recommend you to pick up the ebook Yeast Infection No More, written by Linda Allen. I have used her unique 5-step method to help me cure my yeast infection in as little as 12 hours.
If you ask the question, can I have sex with a yeast infection, the simple answer is yes. But, apart from being uncomfortable or downright painful, the infection can be transferred back and forth, so why would you want to have sex in these circumstances? Yeast infections aren't caused by sex itself, but where one partner already has a yeast infection, the sexual act can provide the necessary conditions for the infection to take hold. And condoms contain spermicides which can also provide these conditions, so they aren't foolproof either. The only way is to cease sex until you're properly cured. Yeast infections are caused by a flora or yeast-like fungus we call Candida albicans. It occurs in our bodies in places like our intestinal tract, vagina, penis, anus, mouth, armpits, scalp, ears, under fingernails, skin, etc. But it doesn't cause you any harm because your good bacteria keeps it under control. In this neutral state, there are no yeast infections. But, under certain circumstances, this balanced state is upset and the Candida fungus multiplies. It's this overgrow that causes your yeast infection. These circumstances are things like sex with a yeast infection, antibiotics, steroids, medical conditions like HIV, compromised immune system, poor nutrition, diabetes, drug habit, severe stress, pregnancy, oral contraceptives, menstruation, wet gym wear, etc. Sufferers usually treat the infected area with topical creams and suppositories. These you get by prescription or over the counter. But they are drug-based and the fungus can become resistant to them. Also, they address the local symptoms, not the root cause and underlying issues. The outcome for many sufferers is repeat or recurring yeast infections. And regular sex with a yeast infection only makes this worse.